Hello, welcome to Immense Data Dimension. Myself Lakshman Dhulipala, working as a big data ETL consultant. From past 3-4 years, I am working on big data projects. I have hands-on experience in both conventional Hadoop project implementation and Talend for big data toolset environment. In this demo session, I am going to talk about the Talend product, advantages of using Talend over other competitor ETL tools, and what is big data, what is Hadoop, Hadoop ecosystem components, couple of demonstrations, first one on standard job design and execution in Talend Studio, and second demo use case on joining two HDFS files and aggregating data with Talend Studio job using MapReduce engine, and same use case with conventional Hadoop hand-coded MapReduce job. Let me open the PPT. So here the very first one I would like to start is about Talend Corporation and their journey. Talend was founded in 2005 and the first product Talend Open Studio for data integration was launched in 2006 October. Talend is sponsoring many open source technologies foundations like Apache, Eclipse, and some other vendors also there. Since Apache and Eclipse is part of Talend, I brought only these two things here. Talend currently employs engineers to work on Apache projects like Karaf, ActiveMQ, Hadoop. Because of this reason only, Talend is able to do the seamless integration with Hadoop and other big data technologies and Apache projects. Talend has total 600 plus employees base, and it has total 1300 enterprise customers across the range of industries like General Electric, Citibank, Hilton Hotels, United Healthcare, Bank of America, and so on. And what is Talend? Talend is an open source project for data integration studio based on Eclipse IDE. The people who worked on Eclipse may have slight edge on using Talend graphical user interface. Why? Because when you compare Eclipse with Talend side by side, you will see many similarities. Here in Eclipse, you are seeing perspectives like Java and CSV repository and like that. And underneath window, you will have show views and all this stuff. And here you are seeing Project Explorer, and many of the tabs and even toolbars will see a lot of similarities between Eclipse and Talend IDE. That is the reason I said people who worked on Eclipse may have slight edge on using Talend GUI. And Talend Studio is a dynamic Java or Perl or MapReduce code generator for the respective job design. I will show you how it will do. So I had created this job to join two HDFS files and make a join in the mapper, and I'm doing some aggregations here, and at the end I'm generating HDFS files again in the HDFS layer. So for this job, if I click on this code, it will dynamically generate the code according to my design. So this is nothing but dynamic Java code generator. Okay. And jobs created in Talend Studio can be executed from within the studio or as a standalone jar file from external programs. So here excuse me. Yeah. So if I have to execute this job, in two ways I can execute. I can execute it from here with this run, or I can execute with F6 command. Like basically from studio I can execute, or if I have to incorporate this job in another external application, I can right click and build this big data batch job as a jar file. As soon as I click on this, it will create the build binary file in this zip. So right after click on finish, it will generate the file. So accordingly I can put this jar file in the respective environment. So that's how you can execute as a standalone jar file in the external programs. And Talend jobs can be easily embedded in custom applications, or we can create custom components in Talend based on the external application related jar files. So Talend jobs can be easily embedded in custom applications means, as I said before, you can export it as a jar file and you can call the jar file in external application. So in the similar way, you can also include calling external jar files inside the Talend, like creating the custom component in Talend. So here underneath the code routines, you can import an item. So see, if you have the jar file here, you can select it and you can create some routine on top of the jar file. That's how you can embed external jar file into Talend by creating custom components. Okay. And products under Talend platform. So Talend has two types of products: open source edition and enterprise edition. Underneath open source edition, you have data integration, data quality, enterprise service bus, master data management, and big data. So data integration is a good fit for plain ETL, data migration, and data warehouse requirements, data warehouse project requirements. And data quality is useful to determine whether the existing data is a good fit for the intended use case implementation or not. By using data quality, you can determine whether the data which is available for that particular project is suitable for the intended application use case or not. And using enterprise service bus, you can create a communication system between mutually interacting software applications in a service oriented architecture. Let me show you one diagram which will give you some more awareness about the enterprise service bus. Excuse me. So here enterprise service bus is acting as a coordination layer between the all other application services. So being a business analyst, excuse me, I am interested in analyzing the data between three different applications. One is e-commerce, CRM, and ERP. So without enterprise service bus, if I send the request to three applications, so I have to send three different requests, service requests to three different applications. So it needs a lot of collaboration and coordination. But when you have enterprise service bus in between, I will send a single request to enterprise service bus, which will coordinate between the other three systems, and it will revert back the single result to the business analyst. So that is how enterprise service bus is useful in the Talend, from the Talend environment. If you buy a Talend enterprise service bus product, you can go with ETL implementation and enterprise service bus implementation both in hand. So that is the advantages of using enterprise service bus. You can use an ESB product for ETL as well as enterprise service bus for both the application integration and integration layer. For both the things you can use for ESB, Talend ESB. And coming to MDM, it is useful to create 360-degree view to understand who your customers are across all of your data sources. And the last one is big data edition, so which has data addition, data integration plus capabilities to process big data datasets. So basically ESB has data integration and big data also has data integration. So when you take the big data project, it will come with the combination of data integration product plus other features to process big data datasets. So that's how underneath open source edition you have these 5 products available. And coming to enterprise edition, you have all open source products with additional features plus real-time big data, cloud integration, metadata manager, and data fabric. So real-time big data will have big data edition capabilities with extra features to process social real-time click activity, Spark streaming, and Kafka publishers. And coming to cloud integration is useful to create the tight integration between the Talend and AWS. So once you created the tight integration, Talend can implicitly provision the Redshift cluster or EMR cluster. Without any manual intervention, it can do the provisioning of the cluster and terminating cluster. That kind of feasibility is possible with cloud integration product. And metadata manager, so which will connect all your metadata from ETL to business intelligence platform layer. So which will create the connectivity between the semantic layer to source layer. So one can, right after using metadata manager, one can do the reverse engineering between source from semantic layer to source application. So suppose in semantic layer I want to know one particular attribute, from where this particular attribute is originated from, and what type of data transformation formulas has been applied on this attribute, and at the end how it is populating in the semantic layer. So this kind of information if I want to know using metadata manager, using graphical user interface of metadata manager, I can easily explore how the data is transmitting from source to semantic layer. And data fabric is a one integration platform for all your integration needs, which has big data, data integration, cloud integration, and master data management, enterprise service bus, in a single unified platform, with a common development and management area. So this is all about the products and advantages of using Talend or other competitor integration tools.
All other competitor integration ETL tools are very expensive, though they are market share leaders and not yet matured for the big data space. Talend is an open source DI tool. One can initiate the project without any budget for the ETL tool. Talend has total 900 plus connectors, including technologies like Bonita BPM, Exa Solution in-memory database. I brought these two as an examples. There are others data sources which doesn't have connectivity with the competitor ETL tools, but Talend has connectivity with all these data sources. You can leverage the HDFS, Pig, Scoop, HBase, MapReduce, and Hive for ETL without having the core programming depth. The person who doesn't have hands-on experience with MapReduce, HBase, Scoop, Pig also can create ETL interfaces for big data space with combination of Talend and big data components. You can extend the data quality, master data management capabilities to big data platform. As such, Talend has good connectivity with big data platform and it has support for many components in Hadoop. You can extend the data quality, master data management capabilities to big data platform also. Why Talend is getting popularity in the current trend? Because of this list of 4 features, Talend is getting popularity especially in the big data project implementation area. Horizontal resource scalability at runtime and layer of abstraction, breadth of functionality, ease of deployment and management. What is horizontal resource scalability? If an existing infrastructure requires more resources to improve the performance, an administrator can scale out by adding more servers to the existing infrastructure without any downtime, so that it can provide the administrator with an ability to increase the capacity on the fly without any downtime. He can increase the resources horizontally. He will just add more nodes to the existing infrastructure. But when you talk about the virtual resource scalability, it need downtime, because you have to shut down the server and you have to add more hardware resources like hard disk drive or more physical RAM. This kind of scaling up is nothing but virtual resource scalability, vertical resource scalability. But when you are adding more nodes to the existing infrastructure is nothing but horizontal resource scalability. Let's see how we are Talend is handling this horizontal resource scalability with runtime servers. So we can deploy the Talend jobs to AWS EC2 servers to execute jobs using Talend container service. Talend container service is created based on the Apache Karaf, similar to Docker and container concept. And right after execution of the job, we can terminate the lease of EC2 instance. Basically, what we are doing here is we are acquiring the resource and we are using it. And right after completion of the usage, we are just terminating the resource. On fly, we are taking, using, and terminating the resource. That is nothing but horizontal resource scalability at runtime. Okay, so these screenshots are copied from Talend Administration Center. So in the very first screenshot, I am adding a server with the AWS EC2 configurations like security key, and access key and host information and username, password, credentials. Basically all these list you can say that as identity management credentials for AWS service. Okay, using these credentials I am adding a AWS EC2 node under the servers. Right after adding, okay, while adding, at the end I have to mention whether after completion of the execution I should stop it or terminate it or keep it running. Accordingly it will make an action. So I just added the server in the AWS EC2 server under the servers tab. After adding, I should be able to deploy a job on AWS EC2 node. So here in job conductor, I am assigning a job to the execution server pointing to AWS Amazon EC2 server, which I just added, and I had executed the job. After completion of the job, here I can, using these triggers, either I can schedule the job or using this run tab instantaneously I can execute the job. Okay, and after completion of the job, as I mentioned in the very first window, it had shut down the AWS EC2 node. You can look at here, it is showing in cross symbol, which means EC2 node has been shut down. Okay, this is how Talend is handling horizontal resource scalability with runtime servers. Now let's talk about layer of abstraction. So with one click we can change the execution engine from MapReduce to Spark. It is just a configuration change. Like right now I have 10 MapReduce jobs, and business user want to test the same MapReduce jobs with Spark engine. If I have to go with conventional code, conventional Hadoop and Scala programming, Scala Spark programming, it will take a lot of time to convert all these 10 jobs into the hand coded area. So to avoid that, if I have Talend with the MapReduce job deployed in Talend, by using like one click option I can change it from MapReduce engine to Spark engine. I will show how you can do it. Okay, here this job right now it is using MapReduce engine. Now I want to change it to Spark engine, Spark framework. So all that you have to do is just right click and make it duplicate. You will get a prompt window. Here you have to change it to, you have to change the name Spark engine and change the framework to Spark. That's it. It will change the icon from Hadoop symbol to Spark symbol. Uh, Let me open the job, then it will show that. See now in all several areas it has changed from Hadoop to Spark symbol. Okay, that's all. You can execute pointing to Spark engine. Okay, so that's all about layer of abstraction. So, and breadth of functionality. In Talend you will be using same type of job designer product for data integration, job creation, and big data edition and real-time big data edition. For almost all products you will be using the same designer, but in other competitor tools we have to use different tool set. For designing integration jobs we have to use designer. For creating big data jobs we have to use developer. So since you have to use multiple studios or designers or developer windows, the people who are working on the project will see lot of learning curve. So that breadth of functionality is good in Talend when compared to other competitor ETL tools. I will show how it is. See here you are seeing standard job, big data streaming job. So if you have to create a normal integration job, plain ETL or data migration, data warehouse related job, you can create under the standard job. If you have to create as soon as you start creating using standard job, the respective palette will get initiation. When you use the big data streaming, and the corresponding palette will come up. As soon as you bring up the job, when you click on this palette, it will show the related components underneath the palette. So that is the advantages of using Talend when compared to the other competitor ETL tools. And the fourth one is ease of deployment and management. So when you start executing the job in Talend will create the Hadoop job and respective configuration, and will pass the job ID information to the AN resource manager. From there, resource manager will will take care of the job executions. But when you compare the same thing with the competitor tool won't create the job configuration from the tool. What it will do is it need tool related libraries installation in the part of a node which is part of Hadoop cluster. So this competitor ETL tool has to talk to the libraries which is hosted on the node which is part of Hadoop cluster. So it is bringing an extra layer, and you will get more integration problems. That is another advantage with Talend. So I will show you. So here I am executing a job. Here itself, in this window itself, you will get the job ID. Okay, now I am executing using this run. See, you will get the job ID here. Yeah, now you will get it. See, you got the job ID. Now it has assigned it to the resource manager. Now let's go ahead and see whether anything is running or not. See, now it is showing the application. Join forum user data is the one running right now. So this job name is join forum user data. So that's how it will work with the Talend. Okay, this is nothing but ease of deployment and management.